Hello, Lily. A huge welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you very much. It's such a sunny day today, so I very really excited to be here to share my journey into tech. Yeah, let's begin.
Perfect. And I'm really excited to chat with you because historically, a lot of people that we've had on the podcast are quite far into their career. And actually, you're at the beginning. And that's really what I want to talk about today because I think where you're at is so inspiring. And so many people are also at that point as well. So, yeah, I'm just really excited to chat with you today. So, thank you so much for saying yes.
Yes. So yeah, I'm really excited to share my journey. It is a long story, but I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible and to be as honest as I can of every step I take, my thinking process, and to really be sharing my like reflecting on what I've done in the last 6 weeks, and really want to promote more women into tech, get people excited in this field. And I am still very new, so it's a lot of learning. In fact, today I'm just launched my very first blog post on Substack. Um, it's reflection on what I've done on week one, and I am nervous, but at the same time, I'm very ready to get myself out there to try to get feedback from people in the industry. I know that it's a very supporting community, and I want to be really share my view, share my opinion, and try to really get people to. I guess for me, it's like I want to have a voice, and I want more people like myself to say, look, just because you're not in that seat at the moment, you can be in that seat. And I want to share my journey from the very, very beginning. I mean, I am literally just 6 weeks in, so I'm very nervous, but at the same time, I'm ready.
And you know what? It is such a good blog post. I saw that you shared it on the codebar Slack channel. You shared it with me. I took a read, and it is a really wonderful post, And I think, like you said, it is important to be sharing the journey at every stage. It's not just about sharing that journey when you're years and years in. Actually, like you said, you're 6 weeks in. Sharing it at that point is so crucial and inspiring for other people. That there will be many people reading that are thinking, do they want to transition into tech, blah blah blah. And actually, you sharing your story should hopefully inspire others. So thank you for writing it, thank you for sharing it, and please do continue writing it because I did really enjoy reading it.
So I break down my post in different section. So first, I really explain myself, like, okay, why am I here, and how do I get into this course? So I was, well, I am a business graduate. I had an international business degree. So the skills that I bring, I have business background. So in the past, I've done user research. I've tried to listen to customer coming in asking for things that I might not have in the shop. So I did manage a fashion boutique business. So after university, I was really, really fortunate that I was hired to turn around. So basically, I was hired to convert like blank space and turn that into like a fashion boutique. So when finished university, I I had an opportunity to really transform, to really build my own business, and I love fashion. I have a business background, and when that opportunity come along, I thought to myself, look, this is such a good opportunity because I want to manage my own business, and how it's such a good way to try to build my own build like work experience, but I'm not really having the money to set up my own business yet. So I was giving this opportunity to sell fashion dresses, jewelry, bags, and things like that. So I was really excited to move to the city as well. So I was not living in London at the time. So it was just a lot of excitement. I was 22 to have this opportunity given to me it was such an exciting opportunity.
Thank you so much, Lily, for that really like detailed explanation of your journey. And you started to touch on something which I want to go into a bit more depth with, which was the moment you started writing a bit of HTML, because I guess that was probably the moment where you started to realize, behind the scenes was an option for you. So talk to me a bit more about that exact moment and how you come to write that first bit of HTML from, being in this shop floor, creating this boutique to then writing that bit of HTML.
So the truth, I have to confess, I don't remember what platform I used at the time. Maybe WordPress, because we have our own website. The company that I work for have unfortunately it closed down, but they have their own website, and I think it WordPress, and I know that in order for me to create a content, I need to learn HTML. So what I've done was I know that I have to start promote. So it was a pressure from my manager, from the director, that now that we have now set up the shop, they have their online business. They need almost like a content to bring people into the shop, and I was tasked to really create a content to encourage more footfall into the shop. And I really have to basically I was given permission to almost like, okay, now I have this WordPress to use. I have to figure it out, how to use them, learn, HTML. And I think I Google online, okay, I think how to like almost like the structure of the website, to like I want to understand the structure of the website. I want to understand how to adjust things. So basically I Google things, and then I basically write the blog post, and then I have to kind of trying to bring that what I've written into the WordPress format. So I was sort of figured it out. I realized that the first few posts was not very good because it was always like the picture was not in the right place. The front was a little bit, not the right size. But I was just figured it out on by learning on the job really, and it get better. I mean, 6 months later, the the post was really my coding skill improved, and I have kind of like a template. So we just follow that template, and I consistently sort of update my post. I think I did a post like once every couple of weeks, just to promote like the shop, and it's and also like I've learned from other people as well. So it's always like my manager would tell me, because they also manage the online side of the business. So they always give me feedback, but I was pretty much in charge of the shop, just promote the shop page, promote the all the content in regards to the shop, the boutique. So
Nice. And then at what point did you realize tech was a career you could go into? Because, like you said, you were running the shop front, doing the website, bits of the HTML, doing the content. And was there a moment in your life where you were then like, writing HTML, going into tech could be a career that I go into, and now I'm going to change?
So from my previous work, when I was creating content, I was sort of doubting my career, because I realized that I no longer want to work in fashion. And I think partly because I've been working in fashion for a few years, and I realized that because I was already at the management level in my career, and I also have kind of used my savings from that job, and I also set up my own business. So I start selling clothes and shoes and bags and everything on my own. So I import or design my own goods and then import from Thailand to the UK. And I then decide to set up a business based on the experience I've learned. And I've basically create my own content for my own business. From that point, I realized that I don't just want to have my own business and just I don't want just to work on my own. I want to be in an industry where I have people to learn from, because yes, I know that I can do things on my own and have a comfortable life. I was missing the people, having people that I can kind of improve from and learn from. So I decided to take holiday. So I gone on to Malta on holiday, and then I decided to stay there for actually my plan was to do about a few years travel, but because of the visa, I basically was restricted to only stay there for 3 months. So you can only go to Europe for 3 months and have to come back. So I did attend a tech event in Malta, and I attend a tech event, a tech workshop run by EY. This is about getting women into tech, and I think that their talk was really focusing on cybersecurity, but it was really confusing for me. But the the building side of thing was actually really clearly explained, and that was a factor to, like, when I come back from that travel, I realized that I want to do the building, not just the creation side of thing. I want to build my own website and my own, like, to have the ability to build my own things. And then I joined codebar. That was earlier in this year. So I joined codebar. I think it was an online event, and then I was placed with a lovely man who have about 20 years experience in Python. And he basically helped me to really have a clearer plan to how to get not only learning Python, but also having a plan of, like, okay, basically I have the plan already, but he helped clear to make it more like clear of how to get into the industry. That was kind of where my head was at just before I joined the course. And so I was learning Python to in order so that I can almost transition from creating content to building that content to then work in the tech industry. Because I think getting into tech industry, if you just apply directly without, like, just doing like a coding online, I think you don't have enough knowledge. You do need to build. You do need to have the work experience. I don't think that you need to have like 3 to 10 year of, like, you don't need a I don't think you need a degree, but I think you need to have that work, that something that you have built that you can show and explain to people, and I don't have that. So basically, when I heard from Codebar that they will run the AI 8-week course, I was like, yes, this is the opportunity for me. So it was like it was kind of like it just like Codebar lead me to this.
So you're on the 8-week course now. What does the future look like for Lily in terms of working in tech?
So I just like I said at the beginning, I just launched my my very first blog post. This is from week one of so from week one of my course. And I think my taking from this is that you do need to build your portfolio. You have to have I don't think that you have to have 100,000 of users, but you have to build something to be able to learn about, like, the process of building, learn about, like, how to uh, structure good code, learn how to work in a team. This is kind of where I am. So I'm just sort of learning all these new skills. So turning AI into like products, I guess that's what I'm trying to do. Because ultimately my goal is to work as an AI product engineer, and I think that I do need to start building and sharing what I built, and get feedback on what I built, because this is how you improved. You need to get people to not just people that are gonna use your product, but people that that maybe have more expertise than you to give you feedback on that, so that you can then have good quality build, I guess, like model that you built. And I can see myself in a year from now joining apprenticeship, partly because I want to do a master's and really become more specialized. I quite like to get into machine learning, so that's an area that I kind of want to get into. And I'm very excited to create more products, really. So I in week 2 we built our own prototype. So I really want to create like a prototype and launch and get feedback from people that might be using this banking app, and just test with people and get the feedback and keep improving my build. I know that I there's a thing called hackathon which I need to attend. I don't know much about it. I have yet to join anything like that. I also realized that, you know, because I'm a nervous person, I do need to do more speaking and be able to articulate myself better. And there's a lot of things that I will continue to improve. So that's something that I will look to do, like do more speaking, do more interview, and just keep improving that way. Because I think if you don't, because you if you want to work in tech, you need to consistently like changing the way you work, because technology changes all the time. And if you not have that mindset, then you will just be like really behind, because the because if you master like this one AI too, in 6 months it will be something else. And if you can't be, you almost can't be too cherished of your own work. You got to keep building. Like if you build this and like, okay, it's working at the moment, but in 6 months from now there's a new technology that is better. You got to be able to like, okay, I'm happy with this, let's move forward now. This is something else that I have to focus on. So you have to consistently have that mindset of keep wanting to improve yourself. I mean, that's kind of why my headspace is at the moment.
I think you're so right. Like being in tech, like tech is forever evolving. And actually, I think being a developer, you have to enjoy learning and enjoy that process because it is changing all the time. Lily, thank you so much for coming on today and speaking about your journey and where you're at today. A huge congratulations on launching the blog post and the blog. I know sometimes getting to that final end line is like a huge achievement, so well done. I'm excited to keep seeing where you're at, keep following your journey, and like you said, see where you're at in a year, because I think it's such an exciting part of where you're at right now. So thank you so much for coming on today and chatting with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.